Today we're going to be reviewing the Stretch Strike Venom from the Spider-Man 3 3/4 inch line. This guy has been a pain to find for a lot of people, and I lucked out and managed to find one at Toys R Us. I think mostly because of their price hike. I think it's the only reason he was still actually on the shelf when I found him. He's an awesome figure, and we'll go ahead and get into the review for him. As far as accessories go, you can see here he comes with his namesake stretch strikiness, the symbiote tentacle coming out there. It's got a little bit of a Venom face on the front here, and if I can get to zoom in right, whatever, focus. Okay, hopefully you can see that. There is in fact a little Venom face there. It has two types of plastic, one kind of softer plastic used for arms and legs of most figures. He's got this kind of really rubbery, kind of stretchy plastic there. He does have some articulation. It does move there. Like I said, it's kind of rubbery though, so I worry about tearing a little bit. I don't use it too much. As for how it fits on the character, it fits on the character's arm right here. It's kind of clamps on his wrist, and boom. Downside of this is it's pretty heavy, so the character will fall over if you don't have it just balanced right. But once you get it balanced, it looks pretty awesome. You usually have to have it going off to the side or something of that nature. So there you go. That's him with the Stretch Strike on. I'm going to take that off for the rest of the review. But yeah. So as for the figure himself, he's pretty amazing. Is lacking some things, which we'll get into. We'll start with articulation, as always. We've got the ball head, which is actually just an actual real ball joint, like straight up. Pop it off, there's a ball. Pops back on easily enough. Gives him some decent stuff. You can only get so much up and down from there just because of the sculpt. He's got your ball shoulders, which are very tight. And the sculpt is going to interfere slightly. Just the tentacles that stick out. The tendrils, rather. But nothing too bad. And then you've got your hinge and swivel shoulder, or elbow, rather. As you can, again, very tight joints. You can probably hear them snapping. There is no wrist articulation here, which is a shame. There's no torso articulation, anything of that nature. The hip joints are basically about the same as your standard hip joint, ball joint rather. You've got where it hinges, you've got a cut for the swivel. Actually, swivel's even inside, but there's a thigh cut right there. Kind of hard to get to move on its own. Hopefully you can see he's kind of dark, but the shine helps a little bit. Then you've got same sort of joint with the knee. Got a hinge and a swivel. And no ankle articulation, which is a shame. So we're missing wrist, ankle, and torso. Other than that, he's pretty well articulated for the smaller scale. The figure himself, the paint, or the sculpt is really good. You got the nice tongue. It's obviously the McGurkin Venom and not the Brock Venom, which is kind of a shame. When the first pictures came out, he had the Brock eyes, which looked awesome. But this works pretty well. You got the tendrils sticking out. They're kind of a softer plastic. Look really good. And then very bulky figure. He's about on par with close to the Juggernaut. Not quite as big. As for paint, we've got pretty decent. He's kind of a gray, base gray. It may look more black in the video, with some shiny purple highlights. His Venom symbol is pretty well done. There are a couple spots where it's kind of rubbing. Let's see if we can zoom in or kind of see like right above my finger there. There's some spots. Nothing too crazy. Same with the front. Looks good. The eyes, very good, very tight. There's a little bit of white that slopped over there. For the most part, it's really not bad. Of course, it's not a super complicated paint job either. It's, like I said, base gray with some purple highlights to kind of give it a shine. And then the face. So that's really about it. As far as scale goes, like I said, he's kind of the bigger figure. I'm going to use good old Scarlet Spider, give you an idea of how he stands up to the regular 375 Marvel Universe size. And he's on his base just because he's hard to stand up without it. As far as the 6-inch scale goes, he's obviously much smaller. There's my usual Iron Man. So to give you an idea as far as scale goes, as far as price, you're going to be looking, right now, like I said, Toys R Us has their prices all objective for the holidays. He ran $8.99. Usually they're closer to $6.99. Target, you may be able to find him for a much better price. Just kind of keep an eye out on which wave they're getting in, and I'll let you know if they are still getting in the old stuff. For a while they were getting just like rhinos and green goblins and hobgoblins. So keep an eye on the wave. Hopefully you can track him down. Meyer, Target, Toys R Us all should have him. Just good luck in getting him. Like I said, he's an awesome figure. Definitely the best Venom in this scale. And hopefully they keep up the good work and start putting in, ankle articulation and wrist articulation. Just making it a little bit better. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed him. It's the Stretch Strike Venom from the Spider-Man 375 line. And happy holidays.